All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to Onto Reviews, the channel where we test products so you don't have to waste your time or money. Today, we're going to take a look at the DJI Osmo Mobile 8. It's a smartphone gimbal that promises to give you smooth, cinematic video straight from your phone. But the real question is this actually a good product for beginners? Or is this one of these gadgets that's just going to end up sitting in your drawer after a week or two of use? Today, we're going to go ahead and walk through unboxing it, setting it up, seeing how easy or difficult it is to use for beginners. We're going to go through all the stabilization modes, some of the advanced features, real-world testing, and finally, whether this is worth buying or not. Before we start, if you watched our previous video, we also reviewed the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. This is the upgrade from that version, and we're going to compare the Osmo Mobile 7P and then a few improvements. The design is a bit more refined and a little bit more portable with really better folding mechanism. DJI has also improved the tracking and gesture control, making it easier for solo creators to film themselves. Another improvement is how quickly the magnetic phone clamp connects and balances, which helps beginners get started. And overall, the software integration with the DJI Mimo app has also become smoother than the previous version. So while the Osmo Mobile 7P was already a great gimbal, the Osmo Mobile 8 makes the process even easier for beginners. Before doing anything, it's important to fully charge the gimbal, which was the same case with the 7P. It usually comes partially charged, but for your first use, it's a good idea to charge it fully. Charging is done with the included cable, and basically you can use the USB-C or any other extension. The charge on these, typically, depending on what kind of recording you're doing, it will last up to about 10 hours of recording time. So, if you ever tried filming with your phone while walking, running, you know the problem. The footage looks shaky and amateur. A gimbal solves this problem. It uses the motors and the sensors to stabilize your phone. So when you're moving, when you're running, the camera stays smooth and level. This is why creators use gimbal for YouTube videos, travel videos, recording your kids, your pets, product reviews. Great for real estate and really any social media content that you're producing. The DJI Osmo Mobile 8 is designed specifically for smartphones, and DJI is one of the biggest companies in the world when it comes to camera stabilization technology. So inside the box, you're going to find of the Gimbal 8, you're going to get the magnetic clamp. You're going to get a USB charging cable and a short connecting cable and also a storage pouch, and you're going to get the modular. And we'll go through all those things as to what they're for. So the magnetic clamp, this one right here, is actually one of the best parts of the design. Once you stretch the clamp to your phone, the gimbal snaps on to this magnetically and very easily every single time. You can literally go from your pocket to recording in seconds. To install the clamp, you simply want to go ahead and center this on the back of your phone, and it's a very easy way to center it left and right and up and down. And that also makes a difference in how balanced it sits on the actual gimbal and how much battery it uses. The more center it is, the less battery the motor needs to operate. I do remove the case on my phones. If you have a small case on your phone, it will work just fine. I just feel like it's more sturdy if you don't have a case and it's going directly on your phone. If you have a big case, I would recommend taking it off and then putting the clamp on. With the buttons on the side here, it doesn't really matter because the actual grip is over and above the actual buttons, so it's not going to press those down. So one other thing, there's actually an arrow here that shows which way the camera is. It's really important for you to make sure that this side is facing the camera. So this is basically the side that you want to put it on. And like I said, you want it to be center from both sides and also center from here to here, and you can move this pretty easily to center it. And again, it doesn't have to be exact, but you just have to be pretty close to it. So that's the clamp. Another nice feature is how simple it is to power the gimbal. Basically, when you unfold it, and I've already charged this 100%. When you unfold it, you can see it automatically turns on. And when you fold it also back down, it does shut it back off again, which is nice. So you don't have to worry about, did I leave it on? Did I turn it off? You fold it, you can put it away, and rest assured that you're not wasting any battery. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it on again. And the second you do that, you'll see that it kind of goes back to centering itself. So we've basically put it now on the actual gimbal, attached the phone. And you can see one of the main reasons that you have to follow the instructions of putting the clamp on as to where the camera is, that side, is so that your camera is not getting blocked. The lens is not getting blocked by the arm over here. So it's really important. And then you attach the module, the multi-function module from the bottom. It is also magnetic, however, it's got a release button. It's really nicely designed so that if you're moving around and whatnot, even though it's magnetic and it's pretty solid, it won't fall off until you actually press the little button here, and then you're detaching it. And you also want that facing forward. One thing I want to mention, a lot of people think, first-time users, they think that this is an actual lens and camera lens. It's not. This is only to help you follow the subject when you're following subjects, and it's also with the hand gestures that it comes in. But you're actually using your phone lenses to record. And all the recording is, again, being done by the phone. So that said, to use the full features of the DJI Osmo 8, you want to go ahead and install the native app. Once you install and connect your phone through the Bluetooth, you can also connect using the included cable. So if you don't want to use the Bluetooth with your phone to connect to the gimbal, you can always use this cable to go from the multifunction to the actual gimbal here directly. So I find it a lot easier just to the Bluetooth. You install it once, you pair them, and then after that, it's actually really quick. Every time you turn it on, it automatically connects. The only other thing that you would want to use this cable and have it with you, this can actually act as a power bank. So if your phone is ever running out of battery, it can charge your the battery of your phone for you. So that's kind of a neat feature. Okay, so the nice thing again is that you don't have to use the DJI Mimo app, even though it gives you more functionality to record your videos. You can shoot using the DJI Mimo app or your phone's native camera app, or even any third-party apps like Instagram or TikTok. It's just your preference, and it works with all of them. The stabilization still works with any third-party apps because the gimbal's motors are physically stabilizing the phone. The DJI Mimo app simply unlocks additional smart features. Many creators still prefer to film using the native phone app, which is fine, for maximum image quality. So you can also change things like your resolution, the exposure, and the other camera settings directly in your phone camera app. Another useful feature is the built-in tripod mount. I'm going to show you that. And then you can also attach a small tripod to the bottom of here as well if you want additional support or a little bit bigger tripod. It's great for filming yourself, interviews, any time lapse, or any product shoots. So let me show you really quickly how the tripod here works. You simply pull, it's got a little bit of indentation here. You pull on that and then you fold the legs out and that becomes basically the tripod. It's got a little bit of a grip at the end, which is nice. This is not something that I would use outdoors if it's really windy or if it's not a flat surface. But it's again, it's a nice feature that's just built in. When you want to go ahead and close it again, just make sure after you're folding them back down that your hand is not basically down here, because you could end up pinching the palm of your hand. Okay, so that was the tripod, which is handy. Now, there's the Osmo Mobile has several stabilization modes. And before I get into that, I want to actually show you the flashlight or the extension for selfies, which is basically you just pull here at the top and it extends so that you can easily do selfies or any extended overhead shots. It's also really great if you hold on to this upside down, and you can basically do low running shots from different angles. This is great for any type of like sports, your kids playing soccer, following your kids, running after them, pets and whatnot, or just simply getting things from a different angle. It adds quite a bit to your overall video. To fold this back in, you'll see that if you just press it straight, it will line up. However, a lot of times you're going to be playing around with the head here in order to get that angle that you want, depending on where you're holding it. So if you push it back down, make sure that you have this straight again and fold it down so that it can line up correctly here. Okay, the stabilization modes that we're going to go ahead and follow, and some of the other buttons here. It's got 5 different stabilization modes to give you that smooth follow your movements, and then the tilt locked mode keeps the camera level and prevents it from tilting up or down. The FPV mode allows the camera to follow all movements for a more dynamic look. And then there's a spin shot mode, which I don't know if many people will use that, but it allows you to rotate the camera. It's more for like a creative spinning shot. Most beginners will probably end up using the follow mode. For most of the time, that's what I generally use. And then let's quickly go through the controls here. So basically, once you have the phone on and you're recording, that's your joystick, which just allows you to manually move the camera left, right, up, down. The gimbal also has a small screen right here, which indicates and shows if it's connected to Bluetooth, and shows your battery life, and it also shows the stabilization mode up here. The green up here means it's fully charged, and then the solid green on the Bluetooth indicates that it is connected to your phone. So the other button that's really important is this one right here. This actually will switch it from horizontal to vertical by pressing it. So again, depending on your style and what you're shooting, you can easily switch it back and forth by pressing that twice. So let's talk about the trigger button up here. It's got a few different functions. If you press it once, it's going to go ahead and focus on the subject that you've already previously focused on. If you press it again, it's going to unfocus from that. If I press it twice, it's going to go ahead and recenter it where you started from. If you hit it 3 times, it's going to go ahead and turn around so you can do selfies. Okay, let's talk about the zoom wheel. This allows you to zoom in and out very smoothly. On many smartphones, this will also switch between different camera lenses. So just be careful not to accidentally touch it. If you do, it's going to go ahead and zoom in and out, and that's perhaps something that you don't want. If you find yourself hitting it by mistake and you want to disable it, you can do that in the settings of the native app. And then you can also control the brightness of the light module, which is up here, with this wheel as well. So let's look at the multifunction module really quickly. Some people, again, as I said before, they assume that this is a camera, and it's not. The module communicates directly with the gimbal and not the phone. And it attaches magnetically, as we looked at before, and it's got a little button to unattach and remove it if needed. The module adds several features, including your hand gestures. It has a fill light for really low level, low light situations. It's got 4 different light levels, and it's got different temperature light from white to a little bit warmer. And you can again play around with that. It's helpful with the light if you're close to your subject. Otherwise, it's not really projecting that much light. It is useful if you're doing selfies, videotaping yourself in low light situations, or just if you want more light. One other thing, so we use the DJI microphones here. You could also connect the microphones with this if you're shooting primarily with this. We're currently not shooting with this, so it's not connected. The DJI microphone is not connected to this. Another useful feature with the Osmo 8 is, as I indicated and said before, with the small cable, you can actually use that as a power bank to charge your phone or any other device that has a USB-C connector on it. This even allows you to use the Apple native camera app while still enabling gesture controls. We've actually tested this in real life, real world situations, including walking shots, panning shots, and handheld movements. Without the gimbal, the footage looks shaky at best and uneven, not really great to look at. With the Osmo, the video becomes much smoother and more professional looking. It's a huge difference, and it's a level up, to say the least. Especially if you're filming product reviews, travel videos. Again, it's quite small, and it's easy to take along with you, throw it in a bag or to carry on. I think from open to close, with a matter of minutes, you have the basics down, and you're able to use this. I would say, if you decide to buy one, really take it out the first bit and just play around with it. Get to be comfortable with all the different little buttons here, and experiment with it. And you'll see how quickly you can actually do some really nice, again, professional level videos. It's got excellent stabilization. The magnetic phone mount is even better than the previous 7P. Easy to set up, lightweight, portable, and 10-hour great battery life. So really the big question is the DJI Osmo Mobile 8 worth it for beginners? In my opinion, in our opinion, yes. If you want to make your videos memorable, make them look more dramatic, more powerful, more professional, if you're starting out your own channel and you want your videos to look even better, it's a great little upgrade. It's simple to use, portable. The stabilization is what makes all the difference, and it's done really well by DJI. So I hope you found this review helpful. Please consider subscribing to Onto Reviews. We're always testing out new products, so you don't have to waste your time and money. And if you want to see any hands-on products reviews, check out the other videos that we've done so far on our channel. Thank you so much for watching. If there's any other products that you want us to review, please let us know in the comments below. We always do our best to do that. And finally, this was not a sponsored video. We purchased this product for ourselves. We use it here internally, and we thought it's a great addition for other beginners if you're thinking about purchasing this. Thank you guys again, and please give us a thumbs up. Take care.